Este viernes se estrena la película 999 y de esa película viene uno de sus actores que está aquí con nosotros, que también es nieto del gran actor mexicano Pedro González González. Nos acompaña en el día de hoy Clifton González Jr. on the Enrique Santos Morning Show. How are you, Clifton? Welcome. Bienvenido.
Gracias. It's good to be here.
Bueno verte. We're excited about this movie that's coming out this weekend.
Friday
Viernes.
is a very big day. I'm very excited too. It's a lot of fun to promote a film that's actually really good. Oh, there's the first F-bomb.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Be yourself. Queremos que tú seas y que te sientas cómodo. Esta película es buena porque ¿de qué se trata? What's the movie about?
It's 999 is basically like 911 for police officers. So when there's a tough situation, they don't think they're going to make it out. They're going to call in a 999, and all the officers in the area will drop what they're doing, and they'll come in on the converge on the downed officer, and they'll help them out.
999, o sea, 999, básicamente en algunos códigos policíacos significa cuando un oficial está necesita urgentemente ayuda, respaldo, exactamente, backup.
Okay.
Entonces, so what happens during 999? ¿Qué pasa durante la película?
How much of this can I give away?
Just a little bit.
A little bit? Okay. 999's a big deal because it takes all the police officers in the area. So it's a good decoy if you have some extracurricular activities. Now, me personally, I'm the detective in a high crimes division.
Okay.
I've got a former Marine. I saw action in Iraq, and now I've got friends that also served with me that are back, and now I'm a police officer trying to belong to this world that's not as violent as the violent world I just came from. Mm-hmm. And the next best thing is, there's a sense of entitlement, I think, when you come back from war because you fought for certain liberties and things that you want that other people aren't willing to fight for in that fashion. So when it comes time to, get what's yours, so to speak, I mean, I think for Detective Franco, my character, there's robbing something like a bank that's insured. It's not people's personal money. It's like the government kind of a thing.
Right.
So I think he justifies it. For him, it's like the greater good.
It's a bad cop movie.
I don't really think my character is bad.
Not your character, but it deals with corruption.
Not Clifton's personal character.
Clifton's a very cool guy, and we're going to talk about your book and everything as well.
You.
Clifton él juega el papel de un detective en esta película que tiene que ver con corrupción policíaca, y él es el detective encargado de una unidad donde tiene varias personas que eran parte en el pasado, ¿no? De diferentes rangos del ejército, different branches of the armed forces.
Es fácil para ser un policía hoy. They got to put up with a lot of stuff.
Toda esta controversia en Hollywood que está viendo, que si no hay suficientes actores afroamericanos, si no hay suficientes latinos, ¿tu opinión en eso?
We just got to look, SAG's already stepping up. SAG stepped up that first week. It didn't take a year. It didn't take 10 years. Right away. So I know they're getting on it. Look, there's been a problem with whitewashing. I mean, look at D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation. It's about the Ku Klux Klan being the heroes and the slaves being the black guys and the bad guys because there's dark versus white was kind of like this hidden theme. And then all the slaves were played by white people in blackface. So yeah, obviously we do have some kind of issues. I mean, you got, white actresses playing Asian actors, in kind of big films. And, you got Ben Affleck playing a Latino hero, in the film that he did that won an Oscar. So it still won an Oscar, even though, culturally. But at the end of the day, I really, the other example is look at Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi. I understand Gandhi's a hero of mine. I put him on an amazing pedestal. And, but when you see the work that he did, it's like if they actually made the effort to audition Indian, actors, then I'd say, okay, you saw 100 and you could see
work.
and they weren't good enough, but Ben brought it, then so be it. You know what I mean? I think the best. Look at our own community too. It's like people were mad when Eastside Morales was playing Bob Morales in La Bamba because he was Puerto Rican, he wasn't Mexican, but he killed that role.
He did it great, right?
He owned that role. I mean, it's one of the most memorable, beautiful roles. I love his work in that film.
Well, I think the acting is acting. It's just that, right? And if you look the part and you sound the part and you're the right person, to me, I don't see color. I don't see who speaks what languages because actors they do different accents. You guys do different accents as well, and it's about acting. Yep. So I think the role should go to whoever the best person fits that director's idea, right, of what he wants to portray.
Sure. But to add more to your question is, I started this business under my birth name, Collins. 2 years in, I asked my abuelito, because nadie se acuerdan de los Trailblazers, or they think I haven't worked. They say, has trabajado. I said, cabrón, mira mi pinche resume. His resume was listed by like Columbia, Sony, Warner Brothers. Like that's how his resume went down, because all of them.
Who did he work with? Right?
He was a contract player for John Wayne. You know? So when I changed, I said, Wito, how about if I change my name to Gonzalez? He said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I'll be Clifton Gonzalez. And they're like, pues como es Clifton? And casting directors are like, oh, Clifton Gonzalez. So what's your background? Clifton, Mexican. And I was like, that's what they hear. Yeah. So it didn't matter if I was half German. It didn't matter if I was part of Apache. Like suddenly I'm like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Why are people treating me very different? I can still play all kinds of roles. And that's why a role like Tigerland, the role of Private Miter, a Southern boy from Louisiana, was a very, very important film for me to get. So I had to fight very, very hard to break the stereotypes, to break the preconceived notions of who they think I might be based on a name and not my talent. Well, you're a casting director. You're not here to judge names. Judge talent. Can you do that? And Mally Finn, rest in peace, who's had an amazing eye for talent, discovered so many different actors, saw past the name and went to Joel Schumacher and says, hey, his name's Gonzalez, but he's the best guy for the job, and would you consider hiring him? And when I auditioned for Joel,
How sad, though. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but his name is Gonzalez, but... why the butts?
For sure. For sure. No, I totally hear you. Believe me, I've been living with this shit. It's been hard. And there comes a point, and I had an agent and manager at the time that were like, you're never going to play Southern for Joel Schumacher. Literally, because I wanted a small role in Runaway Jury, I think it was called. I think Levinson ended up doing it ultimately, but it was a small role. And I says, okay, well, maybe I should listen. Maybe I should just jump in the Latino box and call it a rap. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm crazy to think I could play different roles. But I still fought it. I fired both of them. And then 6 months later, I'm playing like the third lead in Tigerland. I just remember crying because Joel Schumacher, they called me and they're like, Joel said he can count the top 5 auditions of his entire career on one hand. Obviously 5. And he said, and Clifton Gonzalez is one of them. And I just remember hearing like, wow, I know I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy.
That's awesome. You're not crazy. You're very successful. You're an inspiration to so many people. I think this thing with the book is so cool. I'm going to read through it, and I'm going to go see 999 this weekend.
You have to cook
999 Friday, brother. Dude.
I burn a bagel. You crazy? I can burn an egg.
You're going to dig 999. The attention to detail and the nuances and John Hillcoat and the way he does it, his sense of realism and the action. You'll never see, like, Heat comes close to it, but John Hillcoat's the kind of guy that if you got a car chase that's 100 miles an hour, you better believe it's going 100 miles an hour. And I was really scared to do the scene.
That's what's up. And Heat is one of my favorites. So you already compared it to Heat, so I know 999 is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's in theaters.
Fun ride.
This weekend with Clifton Collins Jr. You're on social media.
Yes, sir. You can follow me at C. Collins Jr. on Twitter. And my Instagram account is Mr. Whoopass.
Mr. Whoopass?
I like the name.
MRWUPASS.
Found you right now. I'm blocking you right now.
Handle it. I'm a Mexican. We're
Mexican. They don't get it, bro.
I'll find the internet back tunnel. Cyber tunnel.
Since you mentioned tunnel and you mentioned Mexican, obviously, what do you think about blah, 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 blah. What do you think about the man? That dude. We're talking about Trump.
I hate him. I actually sent a message to my business manager this morning asking about dual citizenship and putting my house out, moving to Vancouver. I literally did this a half hour ago. My sister's like, why are you moving to Vancouver? I'm like, if this Trump thing happens, I'm not staying here to watch this Nazi Germany. I'm just not doing it. I'm not sticking around. I got too many friends with guns. I'm out of here.
If you find that spot in Vancouver somewhere.
Vancouver's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like a 3-hour flight. Yeah, it's like a 3-hour flight, easy breezy. I can fly back and forth. So I'm not sticking around.
It's not going to happen.
I hope not, dude. I believe too much in this country. Yeah. I believe in too much its values, and I'd like to see these values come back to fruition.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that the American people are smarter than that. Clifton Collins Jr., thank you for coming. 999 is in theaters this weekend.
Friday. Go out and see. You're going to love it.